This edition of Bay Area Living Home Improvement Edition is paid for by A1 Guaranteed Heating and Air.
What the heck is that? Well, you're going to find out how that is going to save you a lot of money. Coming up on this episode of Bay Area Living Home Improvement Edition. Hi, welcome to Bay Area Living Home Improvement Edition. Today we're going to show you how to save money and make your home much more comfortable with a company called A1 Guaranteed. And I am here with the owners, Richard and Chrissy. Hi, guys.
Hey, Janelle, how are you?
I'm great. Not only are you two the owners, but you're married.
Yes, we are. Been that way for a long time.
They say don't work with your spouse. What are you guys doing?
We work together every day.
Every single day, yeah.
How long has the company been?
We've been in business for 23 years.
23 years.
Yeah.
So tell our viewers who don't know A1 Guaranteed is. You guys, let's take us through your projects. What do you do?
What we do is we'll come out to the house and look at your house as a whole. So instead of just having a heater man come out, look at the heater, or a roofer guy come and look at the heater or the roofing, we come out, we take a look at the whole house. So we take a look at how leaky your house is. That's what this machine back here does.
Oh, okay.
By the way, that's my son Nick
hey,
back
Nick.
there working on this stuff. So what we do is we come in, we'll see how leaky your house is. We'll see how leaky the ductwork is. We just tested the ductwork in this house. This ductwork in this house leaks almost 30% of the heater. As much heat as the heater's putting out, 30% of that is going out into the attic or underneath the house and not doing no good. So we'll take a look at the air sealing. We'll take a look at the heater. We'll take a look at the insulation of the house. How good are the windows? How good is your roof? How good is the solar? Do you have solar? How good is your hot water heater? And then what we do is we try to put all that together for our customer and more or less lay it on the table and let them know what all we can do to fix their house and bring their PG&E bills down.
Yeah.
And then we'll work within the customer's budget on what they do want to do or what they don't want to do. And a lot of this has to do with how long the customer plans on staying in their house. I mean, if they're not going to be there long, well, maybe they don't want to do everything.
Right.
If they plan on being in the house a long time, well, maybe they do want to do everything. So we go over all that and find out what their needs are and just go from there and see what we can do for our customers.
And a lot of it is health, right? Tell me about the health and safety.
A lot of our customers, their children have bad allergies, asthma, that type of stuff. We could take care of all those type of airborne particles and dust and such as that in the home. Matter of fact, not to go back to Nick, but when he was young, wait, say hi, son.
Hey, Nick.
When he was young, he really had bad asthma and allergies and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And we put an air filtration system in our house to where we'd be outside, he'd be playing baseball at Little League or something. We would come home, turn the fan on, and within 15 minutes, he's fine again.
He'd be good.
So that's the health portion. We could do a lot of that type of stuff for our customers. And the safety is, if we go in and we seal a house, we might actually be pulling bad things back in the house. But let's say we turn on a fan in the kitchen hood, we turn that fan on. If the house is too tight, it might be pulling in the gases from the hot water heater or something like that. So we check and make sure that the gases are going where they're supposed to go.
Yeah.
The stuff that's inside the house is supposed to be there and stays there.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
And a lot of contractors, they mention a price, right? And then the price goes up and up and up as the job gets, harder. So how does your company handle that?
Never understood that. I don't understand how companies could go out there. You hire me to come to your house. I'm the professional.
Exactly.
Why is it your fault if I miss something? The whole reason you brought me out to your house is because I'm the professional. We take a look at all your needs. We lay it out on the table. We come together on a price that works for you, and we don't change that price. So if we've missed something, well, that's our fault. That's not your fault.
They're told who's coming. We even have on our website every employee's profile and picture so that they can look into it and see who it is.
I was working for another company, and my daughter's birthday was on a Saturday.
Yeah.
And we were really busy, so I asked my boss if I could have Saturday off, and I asked within a month of time, right?
Yeah.
Not only did I not get that Saturday off, I was out of town 2 weeks before and a week after.
Oh.
And when I came back after that, I came back home where I had a house payment, I had 2 kids, my wife was 6 months pregnant.
Third one.
It was the third one.
With Nick?
No,
No,
he was already
he's
there.
the second one. He's the second one. And I just told her life doesn't have to be like this.
Yeah.
I think we could try to start our own company, and it's either going to be the best thing we ever did, or we'll be moving in with my mom and dad in short order. And as it turns out, it really turned out to be the best thing we ever did, because not only have I been able to have a nice family life, but we've also been able to provide for the community and really take care of the community, our customers. A lot of our employees have been with us for years and years and years, which you really don't hear about. We treat them like family.
Yeah.
It's almost mandatory to take their first day of school off, to take your kid to school, and have the time to go to their plays and all that type of stuff. It's truly a blessing being able to work with your family every day. And it's really been a great thing.
Okay, we're going to move on to the next segment and talk about all the little gadgets and actually how you can save money and make your house much more comfortable, right?
Oh, yes, much more comfortable.
With A1 Guaranteed. Yeah. All right, so we'll be right back on Bay Area Living Home Improvement Edition. Nick? Just wanted to make sure he was still back there.
He's there.
All right.
When we're building homes for Habitat and we get to a point where we need heating and air conditioning, we invited Richard to come in with his company and perform a load calc on the building and to advise us as to what the best system would be. Efficiency being the #1 thing that we're looking for, because all of our homes are given to low-income people who have to pay PG&E bills, and they have to have homes that are efficient.
A1 Guaranteed offered a loan to finance the whole thing. I had no money down, I didn't have to put any cash, and I was saving money. My loan payment didn't start right away, and it's only $200, and my PG&E bill dropped to 0 when I was paying close to $500.
I recommend A1 Guaranteed Heating and Air because he's such an honest contractor. I can depend upon him, he doesn't overcharge. He sizes the system for the building and you get the right size for the building.
The primary reason I contacted A1 Guaranteed was because I wanted my house to be more comfortable. And the heater that we had here, which was installed in the 80s, was way too large. It was a single speed heater and it blew really hot and then it shut off. And it repeated that cycle over and over again. And so it was either too hot or too cold, and it was really loud. The new unit is far more efficient. It's saved on my gas bill. It's saved in terms of dollar amount and gas consumed, and the house is far more comfortable all the time. My wife once a week says, "Wow, I can't believe how much more comfortable this house is."
Because of the savings from A1 Guaranteed Heating and Air, I am now able to remodel my bathroom and travel.
Let A1 Guaranteed make your home more comfortable and efficient. Call now for a free energy and thermal imaging analysis. Hurry before California rebates run out.
Hi, welcome back to Bay Area Living Home Improvement Edition. Today we're showing you how to make your house more comfortable and save a lot of money with A1 Guaranteed. And I'm here with Larry, A1 Guaranteed Certified Energy Specialist. I got it.
You got it, Janelle. That's awesome. That's awesome. It's great meeting you, by the way.
Yeah, thank you. Nice meeting you too.
All right, cool. We got that out of the way.
So you're gonna. So we're going to show you what Larry's going to show you what we're going to do to this house, right? So give us a little synopsis, Larry.
So what we did is we came into this house. We found out that, like most houses, the system is way too big for the house.
Right.
In fact, about 70% of the ones we find out there are way too big for the house. So we're going to do some diagnostics on the house to make sure that the new system that we put in is going to be exactly right for the house.
So basically saving energy, saving money all the time.
Saving money. And so when we put the right size system in.
Yeah, what is this? We saw this earlier on, but what is this? It looks great. I want one for my house, but tell me what it does.
It's a little hard to crawl in and out of here every time, so you might want to rethink that.
Door.
Yeah, it's cumbersome at best. This is a blower door, and what this does is it pulls a negative pressure on the house, and it allows us to find leaks within the walls where the air is leaking down. So a lot of the reason why systems are too big is because the envelope of the house is very inefficient. So part of the process we do is we make the house very efficient by tightening up the envelope, working on the insulation, and this is one of the various tools that we use to kind of diagnose the problem in the beginning.
Now I will tell the viewers in layman terms, what Larry is basically saying is he's going to make your home comfortable and save you lots of money by inspecting your house, right?
Yes, I'm not good with layman terms.
Let's move on, shall we?
All right.
Take me through the inspection.
So what we're going to do, what we want to make sure, this is Nick. So what Nick's doing now is he's taking, hey Nick.
Hey, Nick's back.
He's doing an infrared scan of the ceiling.
Oh, okay.
And so what we do this for is to see how the insulation is actually working in the attic space.
All right.
And we can find places up there where the insulation is diminished and it's small, and that'll create a hot spot in the summer or a cold spot in the winter.
Okay.
And so we want to fix that, but you can't fix it unless you know where it is.
Gotcha.
So we were talking about what I do when I first get to an appointment. So what I do is I sit down with the customer and I have a questionnaire, and we go over, kind of figure out what they're looking for, figure out what's going to work for them and their family, And then I get my ladder and I crawl up in the attic. I spend about 20, 30 minutes up in the attic. I sometimes take up to 100 pictures.
Really?
Yeah, it gets annoying for some customers, but
It's a little
others
lot
like
there.
it, right? So, but we have to gather a lot of information if we want to do one of these projects properly.
Absolutely.
Unfortunately, in my industry, it's just not done. So we're very different as we
Right.
do this.
Okay.
So we want to make sure the house performs well when it's done. It's all about home performance for us.
You treat each house case by case basis, right? Everybody's
No
different.
cookie cutters.
Gotcha.
We are not a
I
cookie
like
cutter
that.
company.
Not a cookie cutter company. Say that with me.
Not a cookie cutter.
company.
Now
Not a
I screwed it
cookie-
up.
Not a cookie cup.
Not a
Oh,
cookie
forget
cutter
it.
company.
What's next?
All right.
The furnace?
Let's go look at the furnace.
Okay. So Larry, we're at the furnace. If you can hear that, that's the furnace. Arr. So what are we doing with the furnace, Larry?
Well, we're checking basically the blood pressure, like the blood pressure in your
Okay.
body.
Yes.
This is called static pressure, and your system has static pressure just like your body has blood pressure.
Okay.
All of these systems are designed to run at a specific static pressure in order to give you peak efficiency and the correct airflow.
Yeah.
This particular unit is running about double the recommended static pressure. Now think about that. If your body was running double blood pressure, we wouldn't be talking to each
No,
other right
we
now.
wouldn't.
You'd be rushing me out in
Yeah.
an ambulance right now. But this system, they will operate, but what it does is it really cuts down its efficiency and its capacity. So even though the system is too big for the house, it's actually operating in a much smaller fashion.
Wow.
So we will take this system out and put in a system that's the right size, and my static pressure will be half of this or less, and so that I'm delivering all of the airflow and getting all of the
And saving lots of money.
and saving lots of money and operating really quietly. You can hear this one. Most of the systems we put in that have correct static
Be
pressure,
much quieter?
much quieter.
And what are you doing to this house then? Give us the rundown.
So in this house, we're going to do a complete electrification project.
Okay.
And that may be a weird word that you want to say.
It is. What is
okay.
it?
So it just means that.
I didn't want to say anything to be rude.
Yeah.
But go ahead.
That's okay. California's got some pretty lofty energy goals.
Yeah.
Right? So we've been really good at saving energy over the years. So they've said, hey, by 2045, we need to have 100% efficient, clean grid.
Ooh.
So in order to get there, we need to electrify a lot of homes.
So no more gas.
No more gas.
Ah.
So there is going to be a time in California coming up where you go to buy a gas furnace and they'll tell you no more.
No way.
Right. So
Gotcha.
we're putting in these heat pumps now. We're one of the only companies actually doing it.
Mm-hmm.
And we're doing it on a very technical basis. So full load calculations of the house. We measure each room. We figure out exactly how much room or how much air each room needs.
Wow.
And then we design the system around that. So instead of just throwing in a furnace and throwing in some ductwork, it's all very well thought out and very tightly installed. This particular house will also have a hybrid electric water heater. And that, yeah, it's cool, huh? Sounds
really
cool, right?
Yeah.
It is cool, believe me. It's a
There's
big
squirrels in the back
right.
working really hard to get that going.
And you know, if it says hybrid, it's got to be
I
good.
know, I like that.
So what it does is it's an electric water heater, but it uses a refrigerator compressor to heat your water.
Wow.
So it uses less energy than a refrigerator, and it keeps 80 gallons of water hot, so whenever you need it. And someday when we're doing demand response in California, that means they're going to turn things off during peak rate hours. Those units will be able just to turn off, and you'll take as many showers as you need out of the thing. Pretty awesome,
I
right?
like the shower part.
I like
That's
the
all I
hybrid
understood
word.
of that.
Everybody loves that hybrid thing. Right?
Do you say this on first dates? It's like quite compelling.
Do you think that would get anywhere?
Well, I'm working it for you. All right.
So in this particular house, this is a 3-ton system, and 3 tons is a measurement of capacity.
Right.
And we're going to be putting a system in here that's a 1-ton
Wow,
system.
that's
So
a big
1/3
difference.
the capacity.
That's a big
and we're doing
difference.
that by designing it properly and installing it in an intelligent way.
Love that.
When we put our new system in, we're going to put it up in the attic. The ductwork comes through. All the ductwork gets buried with insulation. We will have insulation in this attic 18 inches deep, right? Right now it has 6 inches of
Wow.
insulation. So that's the way we can make your house use a much smaller system, is we fix up the house and we make it purr.
Efficient.
Efficient.
And save you lots of money.
And quiet and
Yes.
safe, right?
I love that.
Gas
That's
appliances
true.
are inherently unsafe. All electric home is completely safe.
And stay here because I've got you in the next segment. We're going to talk about saving money, rebates, all that kind
rebates.
of stuff.
I can talk to you about
Woo!
that.
All right, we're
and
gonna
how
do
to
it.
pay for this.
All right. Keep it right here on Bay Area Living Home Improvement Edition. Larry will be right back.
He decided to redo our HVAC system largely because when we bought the house, we put solar on our roof. It was the very first thing we did. In some ways, it was like the reason I bought a house. I wanted to go solar. And I just kind of became enamored with living my life on sunshine and not using fossil fuels at all. We had a really old school, not very useful natural gas wall heater. And so we were sick of that thing not keeping us warm, not keeping us comfortable. And so when I started to do research on what we could do instead of that natural gas heater, I realized that there were all these options to get rid of natural gas in your home, and that those could be powered by the solar on my roof. And it was just a kind of great self-reinforcing loop. on a month-to-month basis, we actually save money on our electric bill once we've switched over, because the price of gas is so high in the winter months. And then when you add on our electric vehicle and the fact that we don't go to gas stations and pay for oil and gas for our car, we actually end up saving a decent amount of money every month. When we were trying to find a local installer, we spent a lot of time doing research online, Yelp, and A1 Home Heating and Guaranteed got great reviews online. And so frankly, the first reason I called them was not because they were labeled a sustainable all-electric provider. It was just because they got some of the best reviews online. And then, you know, compared to the other quotes we got and the other contractors, they were the only ones willing to provide us the sustainable, you know, all-electric option. And they just clearly knew a lot more about the options out there. Every other contractor, it was like the only thing they could point you to was the same thing they'd been using for 30 years off the shelf, the old kind of crappy natural gas heater. And A1 was clearly at the kind of cutting edge, and they just knew a lot more about these options.
Let A1 Guaranteed make your home more comfortable and efficient. Call now for a free energy and thermal imaging analysis. Hurry before California rebates run out.
Welcome back to Bay Area Living, the Home Improvement Edition. I'm back with Larry from A1 Guaranteed. Larry, the comfort guy, right? That's what they call you, just to make your house comfortable.
That's right.
I like that a lot.
All right.
So, you know, a lot of people saying, I want that thing in my door, but I don't think I can afford it. So can you help us out with that? Help our viewers out with a little financing, please.
Well, first of all, if you have a central heating and air conditioning system, you cannot afford not to do this.
Okay.
But we have lots of financing available. We have something available for every budget, whether you're a no interest term kind of person or a push it out and let the utility bill pay for it. We have lots of options.
And it happens with your PG&E bill goes way down, right? So I mean,
on a
you're
lot
gonna
of
get
these,
a lot of
on a lot
benefits.
of our packages, your heating, cooling, and hot water costs are going to completely disappear when we institute solar with it too. And by the way, there's a good 30% tax credit on solar that's at least going through the end of this year. So it's time to get moving on this.
And you know, a little birdie in my ear said, rebate, rebate. Talk about rebates.
Rebates. Oh, let me tell you this.
Yes.
I don't know if Richard told you, but we've gotten $2 million worth of rebates back to our customers since we've been doing this program.
That is really good.
Over 1,000 rebatable projects that we've completed. But the rebates available now, they change up and down, but there's about $5,000 worth of rebates available on some of these projects. And each house is going to be different.
Yep.
Once again, not cookie cutter, but I can explain it to the homeowner.
Good reasons to call. Actually, good reasons to call just to get you out to the house so you do a little stand-up routine before you inspect my house.
Oh, that's right. That's right. I've never fell through an attic ever.
Larry the comfort guy. All right, we'll be right back on Bay Area Living Home. Can you say that for me? Because I can't
Larry
talk
the
right
comfort
now.
guy. We'll
No.
be back on home improvement, whatever this
Bay
is,
Area
in
Living.
just 2 minutes.
Bay Area Living.
Bay Area Living.
Home Improvement
Edition.
You're getting it.
All right.
I'm with KRON Energy Solutions, and we are a third-party verification company. We check and measure the gas lines. We make sure that appliances that are combustion-based are not backdrafting or have high carbon monoxide levels. As a third-party inspector, we make sure that it's safe and that you got what you paid for. Working with A1 Guaranteed, we find that they have some of the highest passing rates through the contractors that we perform these tests with. A1 Guaranteed is a great company. They pull their permits. They make sure that they have all of their homes tested and verified and safe on all of their projects.
I've dealt with a lot of contractors through my life. This company is by far the best. I wish every contractor was like this in every way. They care. The installation, I work at home, right? So I was here with the installation team for a solid week. Not only were they extremely careful, extremely clean, conscientious, and competent, but they were fun to be around. I mean, it was really quite a nice experience.
Let A1 Guaranteed make your home more comfortable and efficient. Call now for a free energy and thermal imaging analysis. Hurry before California rebates run out.
Welcome back to Bay Area Living Home Improvement Edition. We spent all day learning how to make your home more comfortable, save lots of money with A1 Guaranteed Heating and Air. And back with the owners, Richard and Chrissy. We love your company. Family company, honest, down to earth. You guys are great. We love that. The whole family's involved. So our last chance to tell our viewers, we're closing it out. A1 Guaranteed, why?
Well, I would have to say one of our biggest things is our name, and our name really says it all. A1 Guaranteed. We definitely will stand behind what we do. I guarantee that if you go with my company, we're going to bring it in on time, on budget, you're going to be comfortable, and you're going to really be able to enjoy what we've done for you. Your PG&E bills are going to go down, way down to nothing if you go with all of our stuff. Maybe not quite all the way if you don't. But we really stand behind what we do. If you have any problems, any questions, anything, we're here to help you, to come back out and to fix whatever's going wrong.
Healthier, safer, everything's going to be better.
Yeah.
And community. Let's talk about a little bit about that, Chrissy, on your way out. You didn't get out of this one. So a little bit more about the community because you're very involved.
We are very involved. We actually are from the community, part of the community. We wouldn't be in business if it wasn't for the community.
Exactly.
So we want to give back. Everybody should be giving back, but we absolutely want to give back to our community. We do that by helping out churches, taking care of their furnaces if they need it.
Drop-off point.
We're a drop-off point for multiple different charities, for the homeless, for Faith Food Fridays, for Lamb for children, homeless children, multiple different things. Whatever we can do for the community, we're totally there for them.
And it must feel so good to help people like that, huh?
It's so amazing.
We love your company. Oh, go ahead. We got 30 seconds. Go ahead.
One other thing I want to throw in is that we are actually the first green Velo company
that's right.
to be in Velo, and we're the first green heating and air conditioning company in Solano County. So we really take to heart everything that we do. We try to do it as best as we can and just stand behind our products.
And we recycle like crazy. All the units that come back, everything that comes back is separated out and recycled.
Yes.
We love you. We love your company, and we'll see you next time on Bay Area Living.
Thank you.
A1 Guaranteed was really great, and I would recommend them to anybody because of the quality of their work. The way they did it, they came in, they cleaned up after themselves, they surveyed the whole thing. They didn't want to sell us a unit that was too big or too small. They wanted to get something in there that would do the job that needed to be done. And they were just, Richard and his staff were fantastic.
Let A1 Guaranteed make your home more comfortable and efficient. Call now for a free energy and thermal imaging analysis. Hurry before California rebates run out.